Hello everyone. In this video, we want to dive deep into the Nepal's boy speech that sparked the revolution that sent the Prime Minister packing. So sit down, relax, and watch this video to the end. You may be wondering, why do you want to dive deep? Because the revolution happened in Nepal. Nepal is between India and China. You may be wondering why we want to discuss it. The reason we want to discuss it is because it has a common denominator to Nigeria's scenario. Now, I have other videos where we stated the reason and the cause of the protest. But today we want to specifically look at the speech that sparked the revolution. In the speech, there are a lot of things that I picked. The last one is very, very important. So sit down, relax, and watch this video to the end so that you will not miss out on anything.
Today I stand here with the dream of building a new Nepal, with a fire of hope and passion burning within me. But my heart is heavy because this dream seems to be slipping away. Rise and shines, futures of this upcoming imperial empire. I, Avishkar Raut, the head boy of this everlasting imperial institute, Holy Bell English Secondary School, welcomes you with open arms to our 24th annual program. I put myself before you this moment to shed light within your consciousness by piercing the dark nimbus that circles above you. I am present here today to immortalize a monumental change in the course of history. Nepal, our mother, this country gave us birth, nurtured us. But what did it ask in return? Just our honesty, our hard work, our contribution. But what are we doing? We are bounded by the chains of unemployment, fleeing abroad in search of opportunities. We are trapped by the selfish games of political parties. Corruption has woven a web that is extinguishing the light of our futures. Youth, rise! We are the torch bearers of change. If you do not raise our voices, who will? If you do not raise our voices, who will? If you do not build this nation, who will? We are the fire that will burn away the darkness. We are the storm that will sweep away injustice and bring prosperity. Our ancestors shed their blood to give us this nation. We cannot sell it. We cannot lose it. We are the fire. We will burn every despair away. Now we must decide. Will we drown in the darkness of despair or rise as the sun of hope? Will we change the fate of this nation or will we let it remain in shackles? King Birendra once said, "Even if I die, shall my country live on?" All the youths, carry these words in your heart and engrave a monument of change in the course of history. Nepal is ours and its future is in our hands. Jai Yuva, Jai Nepal!
The first thing that I pick is that the boy spoke with passion, calling Nepal our country. Yes, that sense of ownership. Nepal is our country. If we will not build it, who will build it for us? It is our country. Now, in Nigeria, this is where the issue is in Nigeria. Nigeria is divided across religion, tribe, and region. So there is that lack of sense of belonging. The Igbos will say, I am not in Nigeria. The Yoruba will say, I am Oduduwa. The Hausa will say, I am Arewa. So that lack of unity wasn't seen in the boy's speech. I saw a sense of unity. A sense of unity in the boy's speech. Okay? Again, the boy spoke with vehemence, condemning the selfishness, corruption, and injustices they experienced in Nepal. Based on that, he said, if they cannot fight it, who will fight it? That sense of responsibility. That's another thing you pick from his speech. Sense of responsibility. He spoke vehemently about sense of responsibility and ownership of the country. If they will not fight it, who will fight it? Like in Nigeria's case, if we are not going to fight it, who will fight it for us? Some people are talking about developed world. Like you may have seen on the internet, the developed world will never ever fight our problem for us. We are the one that will resolve all our problems. Actually, they would enjoy having us remain in this state. The developed world are never ever interested in taking us out of this state. There is a school of thought that believe that it is better that Africa is divided. It is better that Nigeria is like this, so that the developed world can feed on us. Now, here is the last one. Power belongs to the people. Yes, power belongs to the people. The boy acknowledged the fact that, and he emphasized that the power belongs to the people. After all, it's the people that make the president. It's the people that make the senators. It's the people that make the ministers. So power belongs to the people. And if you look at the whole sense of the revolution, power still belongs to the people. Now, fellow Nigerians, in this our country, it is our country. Let us have that sense of responsibility that Nigeria is our country and that power belongs to us. The politicians, they may have the military men, they may have the police, they may have the navy that will shoot guns. But at the end of the day, power belongs to the people. You see, there is this saying, united we stand, but divided we fall. So that is why those in power, they keep dividing us so that we cannot stay united. Once we are united, they are gone. So the only tool is division. That is why you see them come up with things like, this is a southerner turn, this is a northerner turn, this is Igbos, Yoruba. All these are tools of division. And that is why as a nation, we are not as united as we should be. And to embark on this kind of a revolution, it will be somehow unimaginable in Nigeria because of the diversity that people are clinging to. But this diversity does not help us in any way. It is actually holding us back. Then the question is, I hear people saying, or even these days when people want to make video, they say we are not preaching violence. Indeed, we are not preaching violence. The society is bounded by the rule of law. This means that everybody is expected to respect and obey the rule of law. In a law-abiding society, nobody is above the law. So if we begin to say we are not preaching violence, but our politicians are above the law, don't you think we are fooling ourselves? Because the politicians don't care about the law. I will give you some examples. Give you the level of impunity that they have committed in this country. So you begin to ask ourselves, are we not fooling ourselves by saying we are not preaching violence? Nobody is preaching it, but that is the trading stock of those in power. For example, Chief Tinubu, he knew he was not qualified because of the forfeiture in the United States of America. He knew he was not qualified because of certificate forgery. He knew all those things. But he built boys to subvert the rule of law in Nigeria. And again, going further, he knew he didn't win the election, but because he had boys, they subverted the whole process. The server was turned off. Let us tell ourselves the truth, because we are not preaching violence. So subverting a democratic process, is that one not violence? Let us take our mind back to the election that happened in Lagos State. After the presidential election, we saw the gubernatorial election. The thugs that APC sent out, the mayhem that APC caused. And you are saying, oh, we are not preaching violence, but your opponent is violent. Your opponent never observed decorum. Let us tell ourselves the truth, because this country, some group of people are behaving as if they have a monopoly of violence. They can subvert the process. Then they will now begin to ask you, speak with decorum. Since Tinubu has been fraudulently declared and subsequently sworn in, he has been violating the constitution of our Nigeria. That is the law binding everybody. But this man has sworn to subvert it. Example, the River State. He appointed a sole administrator illegitimately. Our legislator are now rubber stamp. They endorse anything, whether it is good or bad. There is no cross check and balances. Is that not violent? Because when you go to equity, you must go to equity with clean hands. But our politicians are ruling with impunity. We have observed the highest level of impunity in Nigeria. Yet some people will say we should speak with decorum. Indeed, I'm speaking with decorum. But let us ask ourselves the truth. Those subverting the rules binding us, is that not violent? See what happened in Nepal. 3 core things they cited. 3 things was responsible for the cause of the revolution in Nepal: injustice, selfishness, and above all, corruption. If you settle down and analyze the 2 countries, you will see that what we have witnessed in Nigeria is far more than what they did in Nepal. But there was a revolution. If our politicians will not do the right things, shouldn't we tell them? If our politicians will not obey the rule of law, shouldn't we tell them? If our politicians are not doing the right things, shouldn't we tell them? It is a crime. It is an aberration for you to see those people violating the law. You will not speak to them. You will now begin to talk to the people who are criticizing them. That you are now seeing the people who are criticizing them should be decorum, should observe decorum. But people that are violating the law, you don't speak to them. You are quiet. What kind of human being have we become? How did we become a country where rule of law has been set aside and impunity is the order of the day? How did we get to this state where impunity is the order of the day? Those who are breaking the laws are not spoken to. Those who are complaining or who are criticizing them are the ones that you want to speak with decorum. How now? How will you beat a baby and you expect the baby not to cry? Another example is Wike, the FCT minister. Wike is now the owner of the judiciary. He is always very boastful that he will never lose a case and that he has never lost a case. We have seen how he has turned River State to his personal pocket, brazenly breaking the rule of law. He is so bragful of this. Does Wike speak with decorum? Does Wike obey the rule of law? Does Wike have in his DNA the ability to obey the rule of law? But you say we should speak with decorum. Barrister Dele Farotimi said, if we do not deal with the system that produced Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu, it will produce something worse in 2027. That brought Tinubu into power, if we don't remove it and we are going into another election, how are we going to win? We saw how they brazenly broke the rule of law. So, fellow Nigerians, I will leave you with this.
But the question we must ask ourselves is this: when is enough going to be enough? At what point are we drawing this line in the sand for this evil system that is bent on enslavement? When